as members of parliament move to draft new rules and procedures for the 10th parliament. One of the proposals will shine the spotlight on a stringent vetting exercise of appointed public officials. Amongst the raft of changes is opening the House Appointments Committee to further scrutiny, where the media and members of the public would be invited. In an interview with NTV, Agago North Member of Parliament, who also sits on the Rules and Privileges Committee of Parliament, Professor Latigo Ogenga, says this will improve the ritualistic and secretive vetting exercise.
And it's made worse by the fact that that process is not subject to public scrutiny, is not subject to media scrutiny, and therefore it can be easily abused, as it has been abused before. Justice Kavuma was given the benefit of doubt in spite of all those things. Now that he has failed those benefits of doubt, we have to learn from it. We are not going to give another person another benefit of doubt. Let us just close that loophole so that we have a clearly set people who we know will execute their responsibilities in the best interest of the country.
Ogenga's comments come on the heels of a political firestorm, pitting the legislature against the judiciary after the Deputy Chief Justice issued an interim order to block the Golden Handshake debate. A jolted Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, wrote to the President, complaining about Kavuma's conduct at the bench. Ogenga says the Appointments Committee has erred to approve not only Kavuma, who faces a litany of complaints, but many public servants.
Because I personally know of a number of incidences where the Appointments Committee disregarded issues that were raised in the Appointments Committee and still passed people. And therefore it's not just about Kavuma only. It is about how effective the Appointment Committee is in ensuring that the people who are presented for appointments are people who have the requisite qualification, the requisite constitutional background in, for example, moral aptitude.
Latigo, who was the first leader of opposition after multi-party politics, commands respect across the political spectrum for his measured tone, articulation of issues, and oratory skills. Ogenga wants another independent person to chair the Appointments Committee and not the Speaker.
You know, I don't even know whether the Speaker should be on the Appointments Committee, because too many times the Speaker has such a powerful voice that if the Speaker insists, the rest of the members of that Appointment Committee will follow what the Speaker insists. I would wish, like in the States, a ordinary chair of that committee. That committee should not be chaired by the Speaker. Let a credible member of Parliament be selected, even elected by Parliament. And we will think about introducing amendments on the floor. And we discuss this honestly. So that if the House insists the Speaker should be, then it should not insist that that committee should be closed to the public and to the media. It must be open.
To further tighten the vetting process, Professor Latigo also wants a report on the conduct and requirements for promotion to be filled by the Judicial Service Commission prior to the vetting of judges.
I sit on the Rules and Privileges Committee of Parliament. We have just been considering rules for the 10th Parliament. We now have to strengthen provisions on appointment. For example, where recommendations must first come from the Judicial Service Commission, we must have a report of the Judicial Commission forwarded to Appointments Committee stating who have been recommended for appointment, because the President doesn't have the capacity to know who can make a good judge.
Kenya has established stringent rules in vetting judges. The Judges and Magistrates Vetting Board was established by the Kenyan government to create the necessary institutional framework and guidelines for the vetting of judges and magistrates. Agness Nandutu, NTV Weekend Edition.